Good morning. Welcome to Productivity and Procrastination. I almost sneezed. I'm Joe, and that's James. And we are a couple of procrastinators looking to get productive. And this is episode 35?
Season 2.
Season 2, 35. Season 2, episode 35. He said with 60% confidence. Better than 50-50.
Sure.
I'd bet on those odds. Oh, and this is the productivity and procrastination. Yeah, we try to figure out ways of getting more productive, of how to grow. James,
So,
tell me about your
Joe.
growth this week.
Well, it's been an up and down week.
Yeah,
Um, I did a lot of organizing. I got a bunch of tubs from Costco, and we spent multiple days in our garage rearranging, organizing, packaging, categorizing every item that went in to every tub that we put in there. Um, Garage is much more open now. We had a bunch of wardrobe things that were housing a bunch of clothing. And so every specific color of every shirt, we made little tags and put them underneath the tags on the shirts for what company, number, and color each thing was. Put them into the tubs and then organized our garage so that the tubs made sense where they were going. Um, I think I'm going to eventually build a rack, some kind system so that you don't have to lift multiple tubs off of each other to access it. You can just slide one out. That would be a lot better. But that's a future thing. Um, so that's good. Uh,
yeah,
it's nice. A lot more room, but definitely tells me I need a garage, or not a garage, but a shed. Be able to put some other things so I can separate and have only photography stuff in my garage. That would be nice. Um, then when we were working on that, Heather started to feel kind of bad. I was just saying she was a wuss. But then she ended up actually coming down with the disease. So she's sacked out in the living room for the last few days, just kind of isolating a little bit. And so that's kind of put a little bit, everybody's kind of just staying away from her as much as we can, really.
yep.
Um, but it wasn't as bad as last time for her. And I've been just seemed like I'm not coming down with anything, so that's good. Um, so just kind of a little it's good, but it's just kind of put a damper on things because we just basically got done. I ended up buying some more tubs because we want to separate out some old ones that we have some. We'd like to separate just the what's in there and make some new ones. So they're not so combined. Um, and and then that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the tubs. I just there's just like half the amount of what I got before, and it shouldn't take very long because we're just doing some extra stuff with them. But we're supposedly um, we're both looking forward to doing stuff, but yeah, it's just the way things go, I guess. Um, so other than that, uh, doing life and things that have to help with her, and other than that, it's like it's good, but it's slow. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you want to do a little bit more, but then something happens, and but life is like that, I guess. Everything happens. So, but it does feel good to have the organization pretty much accomplished. Um, and we're both pretty looking forward to shooting. We're gonna go for more like fall stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we have all the fall and Halloween stuff like in the middle of my kitchen, kind of ready. Um, so that's the way it is this week.
Yeah.
And oh, I did go to my sleep study thing, and
Oh.
the doctor. I mean, I didn't do the actual sleep study, but now I'm scheduled for it because the doctor talked with me. And he's like, "Yeah, I think you could benefit." So he was a cool guy. It was fun talking to
Nice.
him. Um, so that was good. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, that's about it.
Nice. Sounds like you had a productive week. Slow but productive.
Yeah, it was multiple days that we did that because it took a long time. But it's gonna matter in the long run, I think. Um, should have done it a long time ago. But anyway, could I have done more? Yeah. I mean, I was sitting in bed thinking last night, and I was like, probably could have done stuff myself, but I didn't. I didn't really think about it much. Um, I just, anytime that I wasn't doing garage stuff, I just basically played. So
Hmm.
I didn't really think about it much till last night. I was like, well, I could have done. I could have done some more, but I didn't. So I feel so it's a little up and down this week. It was like I was on a roll, and then once the first speed bump happened with Heather, I just kind of let that be an excuse to not do anything more. And
Why do you think that is?
because I was enjoying myself, really. Me and my daughter were playing this free to play like weekend game like called Core Keeper.
What's that about?
It's like a Terraria meets Minecraft and well, Terraria kind of is Minecraft, but Terraria meets I don't know how to describe it really, but it is fun. And and there's it's multiplayer obviously, and it's it is good. Um, but anyway, we were playing that, and then I was playing with Chase, and uh, so yeah, a lot of playing too.
Yeah.
So
No, for sure. Um, my week was good.
week
I had a good
two
week.
of
A
vacation,
vacation.
right?
Yeah,
Did that end fully yet, or
no, well, tomorrow is my first day back to work.
okay? So this is officially the last day
Yep.
of the vacation. Okay, so how was it?
Dude. Dude. I'm ravenous. I'm freaking
Wow,
hungry.
he's he's like got new
It's been a
words too.
good week for art. Um, like last week I had a week. It was fine. This week was a good week for art. There's just so much hunger to grow, and
Gosh, ever since I used that word, he's stealing it, stolen it.
it's
It's like
it's
his
so
word
it
now.
it is. It's mine. Get a thesaurus if you want a different one. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's been really really nice. I ended up moving Jay in over here on Thursday, and then Friday I had a day off. Saturday I helped Duck move to his apartment, and then Sunday I helped finish that up. So my body
Okay,
was very sore.
a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but before that, before all of the work,
World manual
I
labor.
yeah, which is definitely not one of my skill sets. Are you able to see the screen? Because I worked on an illustration. It's not done yet, and it may not ever be done because I've realized that with the way that I draw, or with the way that I was doing
Way
digital
that I
painting.
draw, I will never get done with an illustration. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I need more line art, and I keep doing this like painterly style.
Huh.
But let me show you what I ended up making and how far it got. So I was working on a
Oh,
lamia.
can everybody see this?
Yes, they
No,
can.
they. Oh, okay. All right.
But working on a lamia to get that, make a lamia, as one does. A
Your
gorgon.
art seems to follow a theme, Joe.
Yes. Yes, there's a
Just
very
saying.
definite theme.
All right.
But yeah, that's where actually let me do it this way because it's more cooler. Hey, look at that transition. Um yeah, so I made that. I'm very proud of it. And then um I have developed a new process for completing illustrations, so I'm excited to do more illustrations.
Okay, so before you said you were doing an illustration and you realized you can't complete illustrations. Why was that again?
Because the process, so here's my issue, right? Let me show you. Let me bring back our Gorgon friend. See all of this like shading and detail and all of that.
Yeah.
The issue being what I try to do is I try to go over it with a line, like a line art, and I lose
Okay.
so much of the details.
Okay.
So what I'm
Right.
going to be doing instead is using lines to kind of like it's going to be different, and I'm going to be using lines to create and then come back in and paint this stuff in.
Oh, okay.
Because this isn't
All
a
right.
final product.
So,
This is just a sketch. This is just a sketch that I've like honed down, but it's not a final product.
so you do a lot of your shading becomes your detail, and you need to interject line art in before that
In
process
yeah,
so that you can have definitive lines and then work in the detail after the fact.
exactly.
Okay.
Because I tried to start outlining this, and I looked like the comparison between my outline and the original. And I'm like, there's so much lost. That's very disheartening. So she looks cool though, right?
Yeah, I didn't quite know if you had anything below that line point
No,
or
that's the very bottom of the.
okay.
I think
'Cause you
that's
said
another issue with it.
Gorgon, but I didn't see any snakes, so I was wondering
Yeah,
what's
she
up
doesn't
with
have
that.
snake hair.
Oh, okay.
She just has like regular hair.
But she's a Gorgon.
She's a lamia, not technically a gorgon. Gorgon.
Okay, because you said Gorgon, so I
I
was like,
did, but I meant it in the way that I'm drawing a gorgon to as a like like a checkpoint, like how far I've come since the last one. But instead of doing a gorgon, I did a lamia.
okay.
Yeah,
That's all right.
but
I
yeah,
will bait and switch.
yes, exactly. Um, but yeah, it's been a good week. I've been hungry for learning. I just decided that I'm going to end up using. So like it was probably Monday, right? And I'm like, okay, I have two choices. One, I can go ahead and start playing around with a bunch of other programs and try to figure out what works for me, or I could actually start working on a piece and just use Photoshop. I just did Photoshop because I didn't want choosing a drawing program to be what kept me from art, and I didn't want to make it such a hard process. So I took the easy way out.
About to say, so you just took the easy way out. I see how you
Yeah,
are.
I took the easy way out.
Well, I hear that whole AI scraping thing has been debunked a little bit in the professional
Yeah, you have
groupings.
to make sure to
So,
check it. Yeah, there's a box you have to check that lets them do it.
so, and my wife said that after the first time that I told her that was what you're doing. She's like, that's been debunked, right? And I'm like, well, you figure it out sooner or later. you know,
Yeah,
you know, figured if you wanted to, you would. If you just hated Photoshop after that,
I love
there's nothing
Photoshop.
going
I
to
just
stop
don't.
you. So,
I don't want them to turn it on by default, and then I don't know. And it's not like
no,
I'm
I
really
hear
worried
you.
about them taking my stuff. My stuff's not even worth taking yet.
Hey, man, don't knock yourself down.
Just
There's
being honest.
something in there you might be able to do better than other people. Who knows? Um, so when did you do other things like with was that the was that illustration the only thing you did art wise, or did you do any
I did
painting, or did you
some
do
other
anything else?
stuff, but most of my time, like it was multiple days that I focused on doing that illustration. It doesn't seem like a lot, but there was a lot of different iterations that I ended up going through. I did a bunch of thumbnailing, and then I transitioned from thumbnailing into that. And then a lot of time was spent moving people, so I didn't get as much done this week as I wanted to. But I did. I did a good chunk of work. I feel satisfied. I feel hungry. Like, I feel satisfied in how much work I did, but I feel hungry to grow and keep going because I have a path forward, which feels nice. It's exciting. It was a great week. I'm excited to be able to make some illustrations because it's been, I would say,
It's been a while.
Yeah, the garbage one, I think would be considered my last illustration.
Well, so if you sold on, are you going back to Photoshop no matter what, or are you gonna?
I just paid for a year of it, so yeah.
Oh, this is the one. Okay, well, then at least that's been solved. That's good.
Yep.
That
Yep.
would be a major thing in my mind.
Yeah.
And you did that illustration and made a bunch of thumbnails to figure it all out and get it working. And so
Figured out a actual process on actually getting from idea to finished illustration, which is a big deal for me because it's important to have that type of stuff. Having a path to get, because you want to do the same thing over and over. You don't want to be changing it up. You want to make it easy on yourself to, because the hard part's drawing it. You don't want your process to be hard too.
So you had a week off. Did any of the process of the day stick to you that you would that it would help mold some other days in the future? Did you find any of that out?
Yeah, I did re fall in love with like staying up late and working on art, like when no one's awake, like the wee hours of the night. Back to my night owlness.
And what time does that night owlness end then in your mind?
Well, one night I was like I'd say from probably about midnight to 5:30 a.m. working on it.
Well, and you work early in the morning, right?
Yeah, no, this isn't something I can keep up. If this was my life though.
Like, okay. So maybe on days off.
Maybe. It seems really
in the
destructive for
future.
days off too.
Yeah, it kind of does, I guess. But if you were independently working on art as your main job, you think that would be some pattern that you would probably go for as a night owl kind of thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. I think mine would vary a lot. But
I'm sure mine would too, but I really enjoyed that like time period.
so
Sorry, I had to blow my nose.
any other thoughts on your week or
My week?
my week?
Oh, yes. So, my friend introduced me to an app that I think could be very beneficial. It's called Habitica. So what it is, Habitica, it's free. There's like no ads. You can pay for like a subscription or whatever, but it's not necessary. It's more of like cosmetic stuff for the most part, or pay to skip. But basically, you like add things you want to do. Like I have in there draw daily, right? And so this is like a things you want to get done, that type of thing. And what the important part is if you don't, so you can like fight monsters as a party. So you like team up with like people you know. You fight monsters as a party. If you don't complete a task, you lose life. But if you complete a task, you deal damage, and you can like select how hard a task is and that type of thing. Currently, I only have in there draw daily, but what I like about this is it's accountability. Like, you're like, I don't want them to lose life because I didn't do my thing. So there's that accountability. And it's spelt Habitica. Habitica. I think it's worth giving a shot, especially if you're looking to get more productive, and I think it could be something really strong.
And you have people in your life.
Yes, you'd have to find somebody, and I can make a Discord server for people who are trying to find Habitica partners. Or in a channel, like in our Discord server, I'll make a channel for Habitica people, so you can find each other. Because yeah, having that accountability is a big deal, and this is a way of doing it that I think that's free. That's the accountability. Accountability to me, I think, is a big part of it. Like, if I'm being honest, if it wasn't for James, I wouldn't be doing this podcast. If I was doing this alone, I probably would have quit the first year. But because he shows up every day, I show up every day.
I'm about to quit every week just because Joe keeps appearing. It just keeps going.
Rude.
Kidding.
But yeah, I'm sure the same is for James. It's like
rude? How's that rude at all?
Because I keep appearing, you're gonna quit?
No, I said because you keep appearing, I don't.
Oh, I thought you said because I keep appearing, you were gonna quit.
No, that was a better joke though. I should have.
I should have read with that one.
Should have read with that.
But yeah, it's been cool. I haven't gotten too far into it, but yeah, you can like get gear, you pick a class, and each class does something different. You get like pets and stuff, so it's
cute.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a way to like gamify things a little bit, especially things you just want to get done. So there's that, and then I'm trying to think, is there anything else about this week? I don't know, like my brain is just always thinking about art now. It's just always processing. I'm like, when they're drawing this, they using 2 lines or just 1? No, or when they use 2 lines, are the lines possible final lines, or are they just doing chicken scratch? And so I'm like always just like piecing things together, pulling them apart, trying to figure out what's gonna work for me. And man, it feels good. It feels good to be excited.
Yeah. Um, so did you do any painting or
No,
did
not
you
this
pick
week.
any of that up? Um, so I have two questions, but the first one is why?
Why I haven't done any painting? I was so engrossed in working on the illustration that I didn't make time for painting. I was so focused on all of that.
And I guess my second question, which is the most important one, is do you really see painting as anything you're going to continue on with, or is that just something that's maybe just like not really on the reality thing? Like I'm talking future stuff. Like you're doing this for a living. Is painting really on the board for you, or are you just, are you wasting your time with that, or what?
I mean, I think honestly, painting to me is more of a something I want to get better at, but I don't feel like the need to get better at it. Like, yeah, it's more of
Mm,
a hobby
okay.
than
That's what it felt like to me. So I needed to get it straight in my mind of what you thought of it and real. Um,
like I would like to get better at painting, but for me, I think digital illustration is where it's at.
okay, for financial and for the way
Yeah,
you like to roll.
yeah,
Okay, so I won't pressure you too much on the whole painting thing. I thought it was going to end up being like one of your main
I
things.
think the reason why I was so glued to it is because I didn't have a drawing program to actually
Ah,
do illustrations in.
so it was a substitute in your mind
Yeah, without me
periodically.
knowing that it was a substitute. Because now that I have it, I have like
Mm.
not as much desire to actually.
So very close to more zero than 100 on the
Yeah.
scale of. Okay, okay, that makes sense then. Um, so I won't worry so much about the pain anymore. In my mind, I was like, okay, so he wants to travel and do these magnificent paintings out in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere
Well, I want to
and sell
sketch.
them, and he doesn't do any painting. So does he even like it? Um,
No, with when I travel, I want to do like a travel sketchbook, like where I just sketch the place I'm at in like a notebook or like a I don't know like hold on. Hopefully I got that sneeze caught.
you did.
Cool. Um yeah, like a big sketchbook. I want to like draw on it like the world I'm seeing and have like a travel journal through that. I think that would be fun.
Okay, but not necessarily take that travel journal and sell it.
No, that's more of
Maybe
a
take
keep it
okay,
as like
that's for more
memories.
personal.
Yeah,
Okay, and would you take that travel journal and maybe use that as a basis for an illustration?
it's possible.
Because okay, because one of the key parts of that you were talking about was you wanted to go to a place, be able to draw the environment that you see, put stuff in that and make it a world and sell that. So
Oh,
and then monetize the traveling with that. So
mm,
how does that play in?
um, I my goal for it was just an idea that I thought out, and I don't think I remembered that.
Ah,
So there's a couple of different things I want to do with travel. I would like to go to like SakuraCon, PAX, all those different cons, and I'd like to sell finished illustrations there. I think that would be a lot of fun, and then that'd fund traveling there because I'd still want to go to those places, but it's hard to justify the cost unless you're making money from it.
well, Joe, just here's what you do. You just buy a really big backpack, like you're going on, like, Northern Adventures, and then you just get all that merch. And you just sell the merch, and you will make more than you need for the ticket, and then life goes on. Don't you remember? How much more did we make selling the merch than we made for our ticket? It was quite a bit more.
Really? That's funny.
Oh yeah, it was quite a bit more.
Oh, that's
At
great.
least I sold it.
I didn't. I don't think I sold my merch.
Dude, it was like quality money.
That's good to know.
Every one of those little packages of like the I don't know, Legos or whatever, it was like $30 for each little one. I'm like,
What?
I had like 10 of them, man. Anyway,
Dang.
yeah, no, the merch is those one of the kind just for PAX merch. Oh yeah, they were selling. But anyway, I digress.
Goodness. But yeah, it was a good week for me. I'm very excited.
Good.
I
Um,
am concerned moving into the next week where I'm starting to work again, like hoping to keep up that excitement.
yeah, I'm worried less about the excitement and more about the actual pattern for you.
Yeah.
Um, um, but a lot of the times the progress feeds the excitement. So, and which feeds the next progress. Um, so do you see any of your patterns changing? And did you happen to get rid of that one function that you said you may get rid of with people or whatever to
No,
free
I
up some
haven't yet.
room?
It hasn't been going these last 2 weeks, and that's why I had forgotten about
Oh,
it.
well, it's almost like it's already gone.
Almost. Um, I don't know. I think if I don't find time to do illustration this week, I will have to look into starting to cut stuff because I'm, and this is more of a natural progression, I feel. I want to do illustrations. I want to be growing in that direction. And if things are going to get in the way of that, I'm going to have to start either saying no or canceling some. And I'll be okay with it because it's something I want to do. It's
Okay,
like,
so you're saying there's a mind shift,
yeah,
a
the mind.
mindset
There's a
shift.
mind. Yeah, exactly. It's been shifting, and it's like there's a hunger that needs to be sated, and if I'm not sating it because of all these other obligations, then I'll have to cut.
Well, that sounds pretty reasonable. Um, yeah. Well, back to work. Hopefully, that doesn't discourage you in how much
Yeah,
time you're doing on it.
yeah. I hope it won't. I'm hoping to just kind of sketchbook at work.
Hmm.
Not trying to do illustrations while at work. I think that's too much thought, and I need to focus, and that'll frustrate me. But I think doing my sketchbook, just practicing things, just playing around with shapes and drawing, trying to draw people, and maybe some thumbnails. But I don't want to do like I don't want to try doing illustrations at work unless it gets really slow. And even then, I get frustrated when I get interrupted when I'm like deep into something. So,
No, here.
what are your plans this next week, Yams? What do you got? What's your plans moving forward?
Well, as soon as someone isn't sacked out in the living room, I'm gonna go to the living room and do a shoot, and I'm hopefully gonna knock out the rest of that organization. The tubs I just bought, which I just assumed Costco had tubs all the time. Apparently not.
Oh,
Only you got to get lucky. Anyway, I got lucky the other day again when I thought I worked and then I didn't. So I went to Costco. But anyway, um, that's about it. I want to do a shoot and I want to finish organizing. So I would like it to be in that order. That's what I need to try. I wouldn't feel good if I organized only this next week. That's where I'm at. But if I just do a shoot, I'm comfortable with that.
yeah.
So I'll still feel like I did something tangible.
Yeah, because we're
And
coming up on Halloween time pretty quickly.
yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, we are. Yeah. Halloween, I had to shoot. That should be already done. But fall stuff, that can wait a little bit. But anyway, um, no, that's where I feel. I feel like I need to get a shoot done, and then after that, what I what I would like to happen is that starts to take hold, and I start to do a lot with that. Um, Now I have been kind of excited that I've pushed Heather lately to do stuff, um, and so that's been good. Um, might have pushed her a little too hard, I guess. But no, we were. It's like the week. It's like I feel not good about the week, but in reality, the first few days of the week, like when I actually had the time, and even into some work days, um, I was choosing to work like all day, and even waking her up early on a work day and working for like 3.5 hours. Um, it was going great. Uh, then she got sick, and then
Mm-hmm.
after that, it was like,
Yeah.
okay. Um, and then I just let it be. So it was doing good. Um, I just I'm really suggestible for if things don't go perfect, I guess.
Yeah. I feel
Um,
that.
you
I
know,
feel that.
So
But yeah, this week you're gonna get a shoot done. That's what I've heard.
yeah, hopefully by my days off on Wednesday, Thursday, Heather's feeling good. Um, and I can use that space without interrupting her. But I think it should because it's going a lot better last time. So
Nice.
unless I come down, but so far, nope. So yeah, that's where I'm at. A shoot and some organization. If I do both of those things, I'll feel really good.
Yeah. Heck yeah, dude. All right. Is there anything you want to add before we close it out here?
Yeah. What about you? What's going to be a good week for you?
This week I want to figure out what my working slash creation schedule is going to be, because those two are the most important to me, and then fit everything else in around those. Because I do want to be working on it. Like, my goal this week is to have an illustration at least started. Like, I want to have some thumbnails. I want to have like a choice in that. Like, my goal is to have something sizable on paper, digital paper. But
Okay.
because yeah, I think my current biggest slowdown on progression is projects, and illustrations are definitely projects. And that's where I'm going to be growing. And then it's also like a check-in for like how I'm doing, and then I can also use it in the case that I'm like, okay, well, if you want an illustration done by me, pay me $150 and it'll look something like these ones. Because yeah, if I can supplement my income by also doing illustrations, why wouldn't I?
Yeah. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Um. So as kind of a summary of where I'm going, mentality wise, I'm still in the kind of go with the flow kind of mentality. I'm doing it while it makes sense comfortably wise. Um, Not really scrutinizing myself during the week. I probably would if I don't do anything. But so far, I'm good with that because I believe, all things considered, I will just ramp it up when I can. We'll see how that happens once I get the first shoot going on. If I go hard or what. Um, and as for you, what would you describe your overall mentality of how you're moving with
Um,
Radioland?
I'm also doing a very go with the flow, but right now the flow is like a raging river. We hit some white rapids here. We're we're cruising, we're schmoving. So I want to be ramping up into illustrations being done. That's my goal.
And when you say illustrations, that last piece that you showed today, are you gonna like, is that finished? Are you gonna finish it? Is that
It's not finished. It's just like a very cleaned up sketch of what I was trying to do.
okay?
I will not be finishing it because it's not. There's a couple issues with it. One, I don't like the composition. I should have done more thumbnail sketches before I went into it, but I got excited. Two, I can't do the line art. I see your face. I don't want to do the line art on that because it'll end up ruining the piece, and so I'm gonna be doing it differently.
So, okay, so new sketch, new
Yeah,
illustration.
still gonna go with Lamia because I still want to complete. There's two drawings that I want to complete. There's three, but two right now. I want to complete a Lamia and a Bubble Witch.
Okay, and you're going to be trying the new process, creating the lines before the shading detail, and then since you're trying for a finished illustration, does that include coloring?
Yes, it's going to include color. To me, finished illustration is, it's going to look, well, it's going to have color, shading, it's going to have rendering, it's going to have all of the things that I would expect from a professional illustration.
Okay. Well, did you say you were doing that this week?
No, I'm making sure to get pencil to paper and figuring out like thumbnail, and I want to have
Okay.
a big part of the like actual drawing on paper.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I think you might
I
be
don't
biting off
have
a little
I don't
too
have the time.
much.
If I had more time, I could probably get an illustration done this week, but not while working. Also,
All right. So we should be starting to see that, and then eventually over the weeks we will have finished illustration eventually of that.
yes,
If we don't,
we'll have to figure that out.
should we be asking you about the ending process? Like maybe there's some snags there, or maybe there's something that
Yeah,
keeps you going
if
back to sketches over and over again and not finishing.
if that becomes an issue where I'm not actually completing something, then yeah, we need to figure out like what that is.
Okay, things to keep in mind, and awesome. Hopefully, you got something out of this episode. Maybe look at
Yeah,
your process and how you look at the extra days off and things like that. And stress level really low for me right now. That's the way I intend to keep it. What about you?
yeah. My stress level's low. There's more of a excitement than stress. I'm I'm excited, James.
Nice. Well then, everybody have a great week and move forward.
Yeah, we'll see you on Monday. Bye, everybody.
Later.